We spend so much time thinking about our skin, right? We're worried about wrinkles or we're chasing that perfect glow. But what if I told you it's so much more than that? Your skin is this incredible living organ that's constantly sending out messages, signals about what's really going on deep inside your body. Think of it like a living biosensor, a window right into your internal health. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, think about this. The average adult is walking around with about 22 square feet of skin. It is, by a long shot, the body's largest organ, weighing something like 8 pounds. It's this massive, complicated system that's working for you 24/7. And this is really the whole point. As dermatologist Dr. Terry Grayling says, the skin is a window. Things like rashes, weird spots, and other changes can actually be the very first signs of everything from autoimmune disorders to diabetes. So for the next few minutes, we're going to learn how to actually read those signals it's sending us. Okay, but before we can put on our detective hats, we first have to get a handle on just how much our skin really does. It's not just some passive covering. It is an absolute powerhouse. I mean, the sheer number of jobs our skin performs is just incredible. It's our #1 line of defense against germs and viruses. It's our own personal thermostat, keeping our body temperature just right. It's totally packed with nerve endings, making it a huge sensory organ. It even makes essential vitamin D from sunlight and helps out our immune system. It really is the ultimate multitasker. So now that we appreciate all the heavy lifting it does, how do we start to interpret the clues it sends us about what's going on inside? This is where the detective work really kicks in. And I absolutely love this quote from Mayo Clinic dermatologist Dr. Lisa Drage. She says that when doctors are trying to figure out an internal problem, they'll often send patients to her just to canvass their skin for clues. It's literally like being a detective, searching for evidence on the surface to solve a mystery happening deep inside. And here's what that detective work actually looks like. You see a butterfly-shaped rash across the face? That's a classic clue for lupus. These really, really itchy blisters on the elbows and knees? Well, that could point to celiac disease. Even your nails have stories to tell. These half-and-half nails, sometimes called Lindsay's nails, are often a sign of chronic kidney disease. All right, let's follow our first line of inquiry. Sometimes the body's own defense system just gets confused. It starts attacking healthy cells by mistake. And these autoimmune conditions, they often show up on the skin first. Let's take psoriasis, for example. Normally, your skin cells take about a month, 30 days, to renew themselves. But with psoriasis, an overactive immune system floors the accelerator on that process. Skin cells start piling up in just 3 to 4 days because they literally can't shed fast enough. And that pileup is exactly what creates those telltale, thick, red patches with silvery scales. It's a super clear visual sign of inflammation that's happening all through the body. And what's really critical to get is that this isn't just skin deep. Severe psoriasis is actually linked to a much higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Another clue can come from vitiligo. In this case, the immune system mistakenly decides that the cells that make our skin's pigment, our melanocytes, are some kind of threat, and it starts to destroy them. And the result is what you see on the outside, the loss of pigment, which creates those lighter patches of skin. So again, what you're seeing on the surface is a direct reflection of a very specific battle being fought by your immune system on the inside. And then you have something like scleroderma. Here, the internal issue is an overproduction of collagen. The body just starts making way too much of it, and that leads to this noticeable tightening and hardening of the skin and connective tissues. It's just another powerful example of an internal process writing its story right on your skin. So, we've seen how inflammation from the immune system can show up on the skin. But what about inflammation that's triggered by our own minds? Our next case file follows a totally different trail of evidence, one that connects our psychological state, our stress and emotions, directly to the health of our skin. This is such a fascinating idea. Your skin isn't just a passive victim of stress. It is an active participant. It has its own built-in systems to both perceive stress and react to it. There's a real, proven biological highway that connects your brain directly to your skin. So how does an emotion actually get into the skin? Well, when your brain perceives stress, it kicks off this communication pathway called the HPA axis. This triggers the release of the famous stress hormone, cortisol. Cortisol then travels through your body and directly messes with your skin's protective barrier, basically opening the door for inflammation to show up as acne, eczema, or other flare-ups. And when that stress becomes chronic, well, the damage really starts to add up. Cortisol depletes the very proteins and fats that keep your skin barrier strong, which makes it leaky. It triggers inflammation that causes itching and redness, and it even slows down wound healing and fast-forwards the signs of aging. Okay, for our final piece of the investigation, we are going to uncover the really profound link between the health of our gut, our digestive system, and the clarity of our skin. So the state of your gut microbiome, all those trillions of bacteria in your digestive tract, has a huge impact on your skin. A healthy gut, which is fueled by things like fiber and probiotics, helps maintain a really strong skin barrier and keeps inflammation under control. But when the gut is unhealthy, often from too many processed foods and sugar, it can lead to what some call a leaky gut. Basically, the lining of your intestines gets compromised, and that allows inflammatory stuff to escape into your bloodstream. And where does that stuff often go? You guessed it, straight to the skin, triggering inflammation that shows up as acne, eczema, and psoriasis. It is a direct line from your plate to your face. This quote by Dr. Thierry Hertog just ties it all together so perfectly, doesn't it? The skin doesn't lie. It's the ultimate honest reporter reflecting everything happening inside, from our hormones and our gut health to our emotional state. So, after gathering all this evidence, what do we actually do with this knowledge? How do we become better partners in our own health by learning to read our body's own signals? The most important takeaway here is to start seeing your skin as a diagnostic tool. Pay attention to it. Start to notice how a change in your diet or a really stressful week shows up on your skin. That breakout or that dry patch isn't just some random thing to be annoyed about. It's a signal. A persistent skin issue is your body's way of tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, it's time to investigate what's going on inside, hopefully with a healthcare professional. And really, it all comes down to this one simple but really powerful question. Your skin is constantly communicating with you, offering up these vital clues about your overall well-being. The only question is, are you listening? What if your skin could talk? Turns out it kinda does, and it has a lot to say.
Yep, it's often sending out little signals, long before other symptoms even show up.
That's why dermatologists are like detectives, using your skin to crack the case of your internal health. It's your body's largest organ, reflecting what's going on inside. So let's look at some cases. Okay, case file 1, the immune system. This is when your body's defenses go a little haywire. These things right here can be the first signs that your immune system's acting up. Let's look at a key suspect, psoriasis. You'll see it as these thick, red, scaly patches. And here's why. The immune system is in overdrive, making new skin cells way too fast. In another case, vitiligo, the immune system attacks pigment cells, which creates patches of lighter skin. Okay, next up, let's follow the stress signal. It's a direct connection from your brain to your skin. So when you're stressed out, it starts this whole chemical chain reaction that impacts your skin. So it's no surprise that stress is a huge trigger for a lot of these conditions. Plus, all that stress gets in the way of your skin's repair process, leading to premature aging. And for our last case file, we're going to a pretty surprising place, your digestive system. Turns out, what happens in your gut doesn't just stay in your gut, it shows up on your skin. Yup, some foods can fuel that inflammation, while others, like these, can help cool things down. A healthy gut basically builds a stronger foundation for your skin from the inside out. So think of your skin as a kind of early warning system for your overall health. It's a great way to put it. What you're seeing on the outside is a mirror of your health. And get this. That's the number of cells in just 1 inch of skin. 19 million. It's this complex organ that's constantly working to protect you and send you messages. So if your skin is talking, listening is one of the best things you can do for your health.